Hello, I'm Chris Amade with Splunk Education. While the Splunk processing language is packed with useful commands, you may run into a use case where SPL does not quite fit your needs. For these circumstances, you can build custom search commands. Custom search commands allow you to extend built-in commands or create your own. For this video, we'll be using Splunk's Python SDK inside a custom app, but there are numerous ways to build your commands and in a variety of programming languages. Please see docs.splunk.com for more information on building commands in other languages. To create custom commands, your account will need admin access for both Splunk and the environment. While building, we recommend that you use a development environment. Do not build commands in production. Before we get into the code, let's look at how custom search commands work in a search query. This will clarify the steps we take later. When a search is executed, Splunk will split the search string at pipes and check command names against the commands.conf file. If the name of the command is a stanza of the conf file, Splunk will use the attributes of the stanza to process the command. In this example, this would include launching a new external process using the myCommand Python script. Splunk will do a quick handshake with the script to exchange metadata arguments. Splunk will send details of the search, including any command arguments, the full SQL query string, the Search SID, and an auth token so that the command can make authorized REST requests if needed. The custom command will reply with what type of search it is, which fields the command needs Splunk to extract, and whether it will generate results or not. Once ready, Splunk will pipe results into the command for processing. Results are passed between the external process via standard in and out. While processing, Splunk will send metadata detailing whether or not commands preceding the custom command have finished. The command will respond with metadata on whether it has finished or not. Once both sides have finished, the standard in pipe is closed, and the external process is ended. Now that we have a high-level understanding of the process, let's create a basic custom command to see it in action. For this demo, we'll be creating our command in a new Splunk app. This is not required, but allows us to silo our development a little. The easiest way to start a new Splunk app is from Splunk Web. It automatically builds required folders and files for us. From the Home app, we click the gear icon in the app menu, or select Manage Apps from the Splunk menu of most apps. From the Management page, select Create App. We give our app a name and tell Splunk which folder to store it in. We have an option to give it a version. Since this app is a custom search command, there is no reason to make it visible in the app menu. We can set an author and description if we choose. We also have options to use a predefined app template and upload assets for the app. Neither is required for this example, so we hit Save to create the app. As mentioned earlier, we will be using the Python SDK for this example. The SDK simplifies the protocols that make your command work with Splunk and is highly recommended for first-time command developers. Splunk has its own built-in Python interpreter. We will want to use it for our command. To do this, we deploy the Splunk Python SDK into the bin folder of our app. We do this using the command line. One thing to note: since the app was created by Splunk, you will want to use a system user that has proper permissions for the folder. We move into the bin directory for our app. This is where we deploy the SDK package. For ease of use, we're going to use a Python package manager called pip. You might need to install pip in your environment. Please see the pip documentation for details. We use pip with arguments of -t to tell it to create the package in this directory. Next, we create the Python script that handles our command. We also create our Python script in the bin directory and open it in the editor of our choosing. We import the sys library so we can use the Python arguments and standard in and out classes. We then import the classes needed from the Splunk SDK. Notice the streaming command class. For this demo, we'll be creating a streaming command. But there are multiple types of commands we could use. We can't cover these in this short video, so please see the documentation for details. We add the configuration decorator and define a class of myCommand that inherits from the streaming command class. We define a stream function and create a for loop for each record or event. Here we are reading each record and adding a field of hello with a value of world to each. Finally, we use the dispatch function to handle the standard in and out in relation to our myCommand class and save the file. Next, we need to register our command with Splunk. We create a commands.conf file inside the default directory of our app. We open the file and add a stanza and attributes for the command. The stanza will be the keyword name for our command inside brackets. Stanza names should be unique and only lowercase alphanumeric characters. Adding an attribute of chunked equals true tells Splunk that we are using the SDK protocol for this command. We then create an attribute to tell Splunk the name of the Python file to execute and save the file. Splunk must be restarted for our configuration file to take effect. Currently, our command is only available to the app it was created in. We can make it available across all apps by changing the permissions in the management page to All Apps for the config file objects. Now, when we search using our custom command, there is a field of hello with values of world. This is a very simple example of what you can do with a custom search command. They become much more valuable when you start using them to transform and augment your data. For more information on custom search commands, please see the documentation. Have a video you'd like to see? Drop us a note at howtovideos@splunk.com. Thanks for watching.